Have you ever had your gynecologist find your vape pen? I'd hidden my vaping habit from everyone for 2 years. My husband thought I'd quit smoking completely, my kids believed I was the health-conscious mom who did yoga, and my mother praised me at every family dinner for finally taking care of yourself. The vape pen was my secret, hidden in my car, used only during my lunch breaks in the parking garage where no one could see me. So when Dr. Rodriguez called to reschedule my annual exam to my lunch hour, I didn't think twice. I drove there on my break, vape pen in my jacket pocket like always. I'd just taken a few hits in the car to calm my nerves because I hate these appointments. The pen was this fancy jade-colored thing that looked like expensive lipstick, which is partly why I bought it. In the exam room, I changed into the paper gown and carefully folded my clothes on the chair, jacket on top. The nurse took my blood pressure, which was slightly elevated. White coat syndrome, I joked, though it was probably the nicotine. Dr. Rodriguez came in with her usual warmth, we chatted about my kids, and the exam began. Midway through the most vulnerable moment a woman can experience, there was a crash. My jacket had fallen, and the vape pen rolled out, still somehow producing vapor, creating this dramatic fog effect across the floor. Dr. Rodriguez, maintaining complete medical professionalism while I'm in stirrups, looked at the vapor trail and said, "Is that cotton candy scented?" The nurse tried to pick it up, but it was one of those motion-activated ones, so every time she reached for it, it produced more vapor. The room looked like a crime scene in a bad detective show, except the fog was pink and smelled like a carnival. The nurse finally grabbed it with a tissue like it was contaminated evidence. "Should I dispose of this?" she asked. That's my lipstick," I tried, still in the most compromising position possible. Dr. Rodriguez, continuing the exam without missing a beat, said, "Your lipstick is producing nicotine vapor and has a USB charging port." The nurse was now examining it closely. "Oh, this is the VaporLux 3000. My daughter has the same one. Great battery life." Dr. Rodriguez finished the exam and sat down on her stool, holding my vape pen like Hamlet with Yorick's skull. "How long have you been vaping?" she asked. I admitted everything. 2 years, started to quit cigarettes, couldn't stop, hid it from everyone. She nodded and made notes. "Well, it's better than cigarettes, but we should discuss cessation options." Then she said something that mortified me. "This is actually the third one I've found today. They usually fall out of pockets. Last month, one activated during a pelvic exam, and I thought the patient was having an unusual biological response until I realized it was watermelon scented." The nurse chimed in with her own stories. Apparently, they'd found vapes in every conceivable place. One patient had hidden theirs inside their sock, another in their bra, which fell out during a breast exam. The best one, a woman whose teenager had hidden their vape in her mom's purse without telling her, leading to a very awkward conversation about underage nicotine use. Dr. Rodriguez handed the pen back to me with a pamphlet about smoking cessation. "At least yours didn't explode," she said. "We had one malfunction during an ultrasound. The patient thought she was having a reaction to the gel until we realized her pocket was on fire. Small fire, but still not ideal." As I left, the receptionist smiled knowingly. Word had already spread. "Don't worry, honey," she said. "Last week someone's edible gummies fell out during an exam. Dr. Rodriguez had to explain she couldn't prescribe those for menstrual cramps, no matter how effective the patient claimed they were." That evening, I decided to come clean to my husband. I showed him the vape pen and explained everything. He laughed and pulled out his own from his briefcase. "Mine's bourbon flavored," he admitted. "I hide it from you because you said we were being healthy." We stared at each other, then burst out laughing. We'd both been secretly vaping, hiding it from each other, sneaking hits like teenagers. We decided to quit together, for real this time. We ceremoniously threw both vapes in the trash, then immediately retrieved them because we remembered they had lithium batteries and needed proper disposal. That trip to the electronics recycling center, each holding our shameful little devices, felt like the most honest moment in our marriage in years. Dr. Rodriguez called the next week to check in. "How's the cessation going?" I told her we were trying. She laughed. "Good. By the way, I've started checking pockets before exams now. You've changed my entire practice protocol. There's actually a medical journal article being written about hidden vape discoveries during gynecological exams. You're going to be case study number 3. I'm now 6 months vape-free. My husband lasted 3 months before I caught him with a new one that looks like a car key. Dr. Rodriguez says that's normal." At my last appointment, she patted my empty pockets and said, "Progress." The nurse still tells the story of the cotton candy fog to new staff. I'm basically a legend in that office, just not the kind I ever wanted to be.